rather convincingly, 55-38. A Bighorn Basin state championship coming back to Burlington as the Huskies and first-year coach Matt Davidson winning it 61-48 over the St. Stephen's Eagles. And now we get into the third game of the night, the 1A Girls Championship, and it's the Burlington Lady Huskies taking on the Kaycee Lady Buckaroos. And give you a little history on that in a second.
And John, you really have to wonder the experience of Burlington having played in these kind of games, and for Kaycee, really not the case. It's you'd have to believe it was a huge advantage for Burlington.
And Kaycee is a team, they won their region, they won their conference, and they come in here as the #1 seed from the other side. I don't think a lot of people gave the east side a lot of respect as they come into this, but here they are ready to play some basketball.
I saw Carrizales just try to pivot a moment ago, and she looked incredibly uncomfortable as she's standing just to our left right now. And she does not look right as she was doing. In fact, look at her. Neves is working with her out in front, and it just does not look like a typical leg action with that leg in the brace.
Yeah, she's laboring pretty good.
You know, they could also dress her just to be part of the team. You can see that on occasion, too.
And she is a senior as the Lady Huskies and the Lady Bucks get ready to square off. Burlington comes in 22-1. They won the state title last year against Southeast. They also won it in 2003, 1999, 1992, 1987. And they get here beating Upton 49-22 in the first round. Defeated Cokeville last night 45-38. Again, 22-1, the champions of the West, the Lady Huskies of Burlington High School. On the other side, Kaycee comes in at 18-5. They won the Northeast Conference. They won the East Regional Championship. They have won 7 games in a row. They last won the title back in 1993. Now, here's the history I've been holding back on you, and this is going to be earth-shattering, I know.
Should I write this down?
Their coach was Spike Robinson, who is now the head coach of the Lander Lady Tigers.
And they still won?
No, they won.
Spike, sorry, Spike.
They won at 37-36 on a last-second shot beating Burlington. The last-second shot was made by Laura Pearson, the head coach of the Kaycee Lady Bucks here tonight. So she's looking for a little bit of that magic here tonight as her Lady Bucks take on the Lady Huskies. You see Laura Pearson's team dressed in the blue with the red and white accents. Kaycee got here with a 39-31 victory over Snake River in the first round, then beat Meeteetse last night 54-39, and they are introducing the non-starters. But again, Laura Pearson, the head coach of the Kaycee Lady Bucks, got the game winner in 1993 that helped the Kaycee team and Spike Robinson win the 1A state championship over the Burlington Huskies. The last time they were in the title game, 1999, they ended up losing to Bighorn in that division.
Yeah, Spike certainly could have used some better health this year as he lost Christy Reagan down the stretch. One of my favorite players, the Lander point guard. He's just a feisty little competitor, and had her with that knee injury, and that really hurt their opportunity to go to state.
Going with the non-starters for the Kaycee Lady Bucks. The Burlington Lady Huskies are coached by Jerry Patrick, longtime head coach of the Huskies. Had an interesting conversation with him as went up to the East-West tournament earlier this year and chatted with him. And I asked him if there was a thought of Burlington moving up and bumping up in basketball. And he said there was, but he said when you do the 2-year cycle thing and they won't let you go 1 year up and 1 year down, he said it's tough. You never know what to expect 2 years down the road when you want to move up one. But he said that certainly this year would have been a great year to bump up and try the waters for his 2 basketball teams as they both play for the 1A title here today.
And they play 6 seniors, and they all play a lot. The Wardell girl's only a junior, and she would be very key, 2 years of it, but...
Here are your starting lineups. We'll start with Kaycee. They wear number 10. Tiana Foley is a 5'4" junior for the Laura Pearson coached Lady Bucks. On the other side from Burlington, Esmeralda Zubia is a 5'1" senior. Esmeralda wears
and
number 3.
And she filled in for Carrizales so much last year. Remember when she went down?
Brings up Nancy Garcia. She is a 5'6" senior. And where's number 12, the only senior on the roster for the Kaycee Lady Bucks, finding themselves in the championship
we should move
game.
them up a couple years.
Number 11 for the Lady Huskies, you see, is Lindsay Wardell, a 5'5" junior.
She's a good one.
For the Kaycee Lady Bucks, number 23, a 5'11" sophomore, is Megan Lund.
Remember, Wardell played with her sister on the team last year.
Alicia Henderson, a 5'7" senior, wears number 15 for the Lady Huskies. Chelsea Ullery, the one that kind of makes them go, just a sophomore. She is 5'2", but Chelsea wears number 24 to get things going.
And she is just struggling.
Yeah, Brecca Carrizales hobbling into the starting lineup with a pretty taped up right knee.
And I believe she's a sprinter in track, and so, you know, that's not like a sprinter running right there.
Chelsea Jones, the 5'7" junior, number 32. The All-Stater from Burlington at 5'9", number 33. Is Paige Neves.
She's got a rather heavy leather sweater, I'm thinking, about this time.
She is already signed, sealed, and ready to be delivered to Utah State for volleyball next year. And Kendi Faber from Kaycee, the final starter, wearing number 4. Actually, excuse me, Chelsea Jones was the final starter at 5'7", and a junior. Kaycee dressed in blue, white numbers, red accents on it. And it will be the Huskies coming out in their white home unis, black numbers, orange trim. Lady Huskies across their front. Megan Lund and Paige Neves shake hands across the midcourt circle. And I believe we're going to have a sub, so it's kind of a ceremonial start, I think, for Brecca Carrizales, as there's already a sub. There's already a sub at the desk, and I don't know as if I've seen that before. Where there's already a sub.
I have seen it before, actually, in situations like this.
Zubia's going to take the inbound to the tap, give it to Wardell. She'll go to Paige Neves.
Interesting is Carrizales still runs a play.
Marion Neves is going to be fouled from behind by Lund. That's going to be a quick one on Lund, and it'll send Paige Neves to the line.
And she took the position inside on her real soon. Was able to get that, you know, shoulder inside of her.
If Carrizales is coming out, she doesn't know it. She's not acting like it.
They take Neves out, surprise everybody.
There's Neves with a free throw that's good.
And some last moment encouragement words.
We'll get that sub, and Brecca really didn't act like she understood that she was being subbed out that early. But she will come out after getting the start as a senior.
They want to make her turn in her uniform just so she doesn't try to sneak in later.
I imagine we'll see her back. I honestly think we will. Second one by Paige is good. And it's 2-0 quickly.
Right now, Kaycee with the basketball. See what they can do against this. Neves will steal it out front, ball loose on the floor. Battle for it. A scrum, going to get a held ball. And Wardell is kind of grimacing as she gets help to the After that is Hokinson, the one who had just checked in. Kaycee will throw in. And to do the throwing in will be Jones.
Gets
Jones gives to Lund.
I'm sorry, Joel.
Well, I get this little moment of glory. It gets taken away. I'm kind of like Carrizales of the broadcasting world.
Ullery, the rebound on that. Going to knock out of bounds. It'll be Husky basketball. Boy, my family come by, raided my backpack, and took a sweatshirt and an iced tea, and away they went. Husky basketball, 30 seconds into it, 2-0 Burlington.
Some of Dylan's stuff probably too, but that's a whole different deal.
Whole nother inside joke. Steal by Chelsea Jones. She'll bring it in the front court, and they'll set up their offense. Surprising Chelsea Ullery with a basketball. And then she'll be pickpocketed by Zubia. Esmeralda bumped, bodied, laid up good, but she's fouled before she got there.
No shot.
As Chelsea Ullery will be whistled for the second team foul, her first personal.
And you talked about them moving up to 2A. The difference, though, you see is the size is dramatic between these two teams that we saw playing for the 2A girls title, outside of Neves and the post player for Kaycee.
Inbounds to Zubia, wide open three baseline, not going to find its way in. Rebound by Wardell, and she'll run it back out to the top. Ullery on her defensively. Gives the ball to Zubia. And Burlington missed a couple of games this year, as there's a three by Wardell that's good. And it's 5-0 Burlington. With the charter schools from Fremont County not fielding teams, they ended up having to find some extra games.
That did some damage to a number of teams, I think, this year.
They lost to Bighorn, their only loss of the season to Bighorn. But they picked up some other games here and there, as that ball is going to be a foul on Esmeralda Zubia. That'll be her first, team first. And it will be Kaycee basketball out of bounds.
By the way, Carrizales sitting right next to the coach on the bench.
And the first team foul of the half.
Sitting next to assistant Nora Barney. Olery to inbound. Kaycee in motion. She'll find Lund. Gives the ball up top to Jones.
I have to believe Lund has to play big in this game.
Shot rejected by Neves, but right back into the hands of Jones. She'll fire it back out to Foley. Through the paint, Lund, bank, got it.
23, Megan Lund.
Megan Lund makes the bucket, and there's a steal on the press. Getting it back, going the distance. Jones misses it over the top of the rim. Rebound pulled out of there by Camilla Jones. And she'll nearly throw it away, and then Paige Neves gets leveled at half court.
Neves got kneed as she went to the floor.
Garcia, I believe, will be the culprit. She is her first, team third.
These are new uniforms to Burlington. Remember last year they had the uniforms that were reversible, and you'd flip around and you could see the stripes through them. They had a real odd look.
These are the same ones.
These are the same stripers, eh?
I don't know that actually for 100%.
I'd heard they'd gotten a new pair.
Neves in the paint, turn around, not looking at the hoop when she let it go. Garcia ends up with it. Garcia's gonna run it. Wardell will pick her up. She'll go baseline. 6-footer baseline is good. Garcia cuts the lead to 1. 5-4, 5.5 left. Full court pressure. Neves, the point center, will get it back to Wardell.
That's, I think, something with Carrizales not in the ball game that they're changing a little bit. They need help.
Pick by Lund. Hands the ball back to the hands of Ullery. She will drive to the baseline. She'll fire 6, and the Lady Buckaroos have their first lead of the ball game. 6-5, and a foul in the backcourt on the press.
Wardell got whacked by Ullery, I believe, in the backcourt.
And that'll be her second personal foul on Chelsea there. You see number 24, who will exit. Lathan Hokanson comes in for Kaycee. Burlington with a sub in as well. Jessie Flores has the basketball. She's the new insert. They'll go to Page over the top of a triple team. No good. Rebound by Garcia. Long pass up ahead to Chelsea Jones. Guarded by Neves about 30 feet from the hoop. Hands it off to Foley. Bounce it now to Hokanson. Right side, outside Jones. They work the perimeter game, still with it. The Bucks. Lund way outside, squares up, shoots it out right side. Three-pointer Jones is off the mark. Tipped by Zubia, though, and it stays out of bounds in possession of the Lady Buckaroos.
How close was that game that they lost, by the way, to Bighorn?
You have to ask me this off mic so I can really get it ready to go, and then I can look like I really know what I'm doing. And a 5 count. They can't get it in bounds.
Second violation.
But through the state-of-the-art newfangled internet, I can find that information out. Neves will gun that one at Pearson, and it's out of bounds.
You know, you wonder, too, with
Pearson,
Neves
the
having
coach,
to
by
do
the
so
way.
much here, if this could wear her out, because she's not getting a chance to really operate down in the low post that often, as she's been having to beat the press each and every time. So the Carrizales injury may be a little bit bigger in some other ways than just her being out of the ball game. Buckaroo basketball.
4-point game, by the way. Bighorn beat them. Pump fake into the paint. Jones shot no, but she will go to the line.
So really, they beat them as big as they'd beaten Tongue River in any of those 3 previous games.
Paige Neves will get her first. Jones will go to the line. She'll shoot a pair. There's Paige, headband and ponytail. Jones, free throw number 1, no good, front of the iron. (6-5) the score. Kaycee on top by 1. Kaycee north of Casper here, south of Buffalo if you want geographics. Jones gets 1 of 2.
We do GPS duty as well.
Baseball pass up ahead into the hands of Flores. She'll dribble it on the end line. Actually traveled with it. Didn't dribble it first. And that turnover goes back. 7-5 Lady Bucks. We have 4:07 and counting left to play here in the first half.
Updating my score sheet here.
Mammals have tied the foul. Got two mammals playing here.
What is a buckaroo?
That's a horse, I do believe, looking at their mascot over there. And that ball poked away from behind by Neves, and that's going to be her second. And that could be big. Paige Neves with her second personal foul in the first 4:08 of this ball game.
Yeah, especially when you have one of your other senior leaders already sitting out.
They'll trade Neves for Neves. Sadie's going to check in for Paige. Sadie just a sophomore. And according to Scott Good, our good buddy, talking about Sadie being the last of the Neves in that family to come through.
Is Scott the last of the Goods, we're hoping?
Inbounds shot good by Garcia with the left hand on the baseline. 9-5. This is a 9-0 run by the Lady Huskies, or by the Lady Buckaroos, excuse me.
And Burlington throwing so many baseball passes. I'm not so sure they're really in sync right now in the early going.
Find a wide open Husky underneath, and she can't get it to go. The rebound pulled out of there by Lund.
You know, look how much bigger now Kaycee is than Burlington with that lineup.
The Buckaroos, Garcia, 15-footer left side. That's good. Garcia has 6 points, and the lead is 6. 11-5, an 11-0 run.
It's as if Spike Robinson is phoning in the plays.
Flores bounces it up top. Wardell to Zubia. She'll fire 17. Left it short. Neves the rebound, and she traveled with it. Sadie will give it up, the sophomore.
Burlington just does not look comfortable out there to me.
Kendi Faber's going to check in for Lund.
Both teams get small.
Yeah, Faber's not exactly the shortest one on the roster for Kaycee at 5'8", but we've got a 30-second timeout called by the Huskies. Earlier today in the 1A East girls bracket, you see Laura Pearson in the middle of her huddle. There's Jerry Patrick in the middle of his.
How long has Jerry been the head coach there?
211 years. I'm not sure, he's been there a while.
That would be a lot, 211. See the Burlington boys up in the stands with their jewelry around their neck supporting their girls team. Trying to get matching sets.
I was looking at the East Regional bracket from last week, and Kaycee was already penciled in as the winner of that, obviously happening last week, and I thought that someone at the State Association had already penciled him in as the winner of this ball game.
The fix is on.
Earlier today, Snake River defeated Hewlett 50-43 to win the consolation trophy. Cokeville knocked off Matitsi 56-35 to place third, and now here we're in the title game, and it's a 11-5 Lady Buckaroo lead in the paint. Garcia shot up again, no good. Rebound by Wardell. One and done that time, and back across the stripe they go the other way. Wardell goes the distance, might have walked. Zubia ends up with the inbound, the rebound, but she steps on the end line and gives it back.
So that's a horse.
It's a horse over there. Okay. Their emblem is the bucking horse and rider. Kind of
they haven't been sued yet, hey?
A la the Shoshone Wrangler logo / Wyoming Cowboys. Their boys football team played in a 6-man state championship earlier this year. Now their girls playing for a title.
Which we did.
Right side bucket, drain it, Chelsea Jones. 13-0 run.
You know, we did that game with help of TCT as well.
Exactly. Cross-court pass, Flores, bounce it to Neves off of her knees. They'll go to the ground. Possession arrow, it's Husky basketball. Get a zoom in on that scrum.
I think Burlington fans must be a little puzzled as to what's going on here in the early going.
Well, possibly, but not too puzzling when you notice you got two starters on the bench, one injured, one in foul trouble as Neves takes the inbound pass. Is fouled and will go to the line. Foul is going to be on Tiana Foley. That'll be her fifth team foul. And that'll put Sadie Neves at the free throw line. Burlington jumped out to an early 6-0 lead, but actually it wasn't a 6-0 lead, it was 5-0. And they haven't scored since the 6:53 mark till that free throw. So almost 5 minutes without a score by Burlington as Neves gets both as the second one rattles around and falls. Much needed bucket there. They bring it to within 6, 13-7. Out to a 5-0 lead they were. Lathan Hokanson dribbles baseline, lost it. Last touched by Zubia, stays Kaycee basketball.
Exactly a battle of the tall between Zubia.
Well, Hokanson's
5'4", and she's got the 3-inch advantage.
I was going to say Zubia, there's a shot not good, close. Neves the rebound, and then she throws it to Wardell, who almost lost it. She gathers it in front of the Burlington bench and hands it off to Flores as we approach 7 o'clock. Zubia for 3, shoots over, no. Rebound pulled down by Faber. Gives the ball to Garcia, who gives the ball to Jones. Jones gave up the dribble, and she'll throw it away. Last touched by Lady Bucks, Hokanson. And out of bounds they go. Here comes Becca Manning. Nope, I lied Lund back in, sorry, as Garcia's gonna sit. Garcia, good first quarter, 6 points for her with 1:23 left.
You know, Kaycee not intimidated whatsoever, which I thought might be the case, but as you pointed out, a couple of starters gone.
Yeah, Flores gives the ball up to Neves, to Wardell. Punch it to Esmeralda, now Flores. Back up top, Wardell firing a 3 is not going to fall for her. Rebound loose on the floor, and Neves comes away with it. Boy, Sadie has come in and added some good rebounding for Burlington. Shot on the ground, off glass, good, but a travel violation first against Alicia Henderson. That sends the turnover back into the hands of Kaycee. We've got a minute left to play.
Rosales has moved farther and farther down the bench as the game has gone on. It was mid-bench a while, now end of bench.
Not quite past the managers yet. Hokanson down low to Lund, puts it on the floor once, ending up with it Faber. She'll shoot an air ball. Rebound loose out of bounds. It goes Husky basketball. (13-7) you see with 41 ticks left. First period of basketball on TCT West. Kind of interesting as I look up in the crowd and I see Ammon Howard wearing his road uniform now with his socks to cheer on as the boys.
Most of the boys' team has gone to their road uniforms.
They've all got their road uniforms on to cheer on their girls' team up in the crowd now.
Unless it's like the girls, I can just turn them around.
This is true. Inbounds to Flores in the trees, tapped out of there, lost it to Chelsea Jones. 18 seconds left. Get it up ahead to Hokanson. Hokanson on the floor. She'll travel with it. Boy, we've seen a bunch of walks in this first quarter of hoops here so far.
I like about that horse mascot, there's no pretense of a screen in front of the face.
Inbounds to Flores. 10 seconds. Jesse up top to Neves. Really not aware of the clock are the Huskies. Esmeralda Zubia sees it, tries a 3, and we've played 1 quarter of basketball. Sadie Neves at the top, really running her offense, setting the offense up, not looking at the clock with 5 seconds. We've played 1 quarter of basketball, and through the last 6 minutes of the quarter, it goes 13-2. Buckaroos, they lead by 6. After the first 8 minutes, it is Kaycee 13, Burlington 7.
Or just not the quarter I expected at all.
I think a lot of orange and black thinking that same thing.
Yeah, including the folks at Cokeville, probably.
Husky cheerleaders doing some stunts out there at the intermission.
So we're at a school that small can have cheerleaders, you know, which you do not see at a lot of even some of the bigger schools.
We noticed that at regional basketball last week, there was only 3 or 4 cheerleading outfits, and 2 of them were teams that were 3A last year in Kimmer and Lovell that were both bumped down last year. Burlington got out to a 5-0 lead a minute and 7 seconds into the ball game, and then it became all Buckaroos as they took a 13-5 lead before the free throws by Sadie Neves at the 2:06 mark. And nobody scored in the final 2:06 of that first quarter. Kaycee basketball as we begin the second period. 13-7, Kaycee the lead. Inbounding it. Oh, boy, that was dangerous. As trying to inbound it. was Chelsea Jones. She threw it off of Wardell and it hit her, but already had bounced once out of bounds. Now she'll just throw this one away. Henderson ends up with it.
Should hit Wardell again.
Neves across the timeline, stops for 12, rejected by Garcia. Zubia ends up with it and she'll be fouled. KC foul going to be on Chelsea Jones. Her first, 6th team foul. And out of bounds underneath will go the Huskies. Zubia, the inbound, 8-footer is left short. Rebound put up Wardell, not good. Rebound there and a foul. That rebound will go to Chelsea Jones and she is fouled by number 15, Alicia Henderson.
And at what point do you put Paige Neves back into the ballgame?
I was just about to spring that question on you, as Paige Neves with 2 fouls sitting on the bench for the Huskies. You're only down 6. It feels like more really, but you're only down 6 right now. Chelsea Ullery back into the game, gives the ball up to Jones. She'll throw it away as Sadie Neves comes out of the pack with it. And she'll be pickpocketed by Garcia. Not sure why you don't go 2-on-2 here. And finally, Hokanson will take it in, and she'll give it to Garcia. She'll put it on the floor, bounce it down low, is picked off by Flores. Long pass up ahead. Henderson ahead of the pack, laid off glass and in. Actually, it's Wardell, excuse me. Wardell, the bucket,
isn't it?
Yeah, her first. Actually, she had the 3 earlier. She has 5 points. Hokanson, lob it down low, picked out of the air by Henderson on a long pass. Up ahead to Wardell. Wardell, instant replay, put it up. No, but she is fouled, and she'll go to the line.
Teams are having the darndest time getting the ball over to the post player who's being fronted in this entire tournament, both guys and girls.
Hokanson with the first personal, 7th team foul, and it will be Husky free throws on any foul for the final 6:53. Referee coming in, making all the girls tuck their jerseys in. Boy, Sadie Neves, the sophomore, has kind of grown up here a little bit right in front of our eyes in the state championship game. Very good minutes from her as Wardell cannot hit the first. And timeout Lady Bucks with 6:53 left. It's 13-9 in favor of Kaycee.
And as they're tucking in, I could tell for sure it is still the striped reversible jersey.
Right, there you go.
Burlington, well, would be the striped reversible shorts as well.
I was correct then, wasn't I?
I usually make the fashion points in our broadcast, but
the uniform expert.
You've taken over domination there.
Buckaroo fans enjoying this game.
More so than the Burlington fans so far, though the Burlington fans are still on a bit of a high from that boys game, I'm guessing.
Boys team just won a state title a few moments ago. One more game to go tonight after this one. And it is the once beaten Wyoming Indian Chiefs defending 2A champions against last year's 1A champions, the undefeated Southeast Cyclones. Rebound on a missed free throw to Sadie Neves, and she'll travel with it again. Wardell missed both free throws.
You can tell Paige Neves sitting on the sideline as the basketball's thrown away by Wardell, but her basket attempt is no good.
And ball knocked out of bounds. It will stay. No, a foul going to be whistled. It's going to go against Jessie Flores.
You do look at Paige Neves across the way on that Burlington bench, though. It looks like she's ready to go in or else chew some nails.
She's got a pretty serious look on her face as they'll get the ball into the Ullery, back to Jones. It's only a 4-point differential with 6.5 left. And
yeah, where Kaycee has really dominated, you'd think.
Top of the key, Hokanson. Left side, Jones, pump fake. Pump fake again. She'll fire one from 17, misses everything badly. Rebound by Flores on the airmail, and Flores will bring it back across the stripe. Sets up in the middle, Zubia. Back to Flores, wide open for 3, doesn't shoot it. Hokanson gets on her. Now Wardell into the paint. Neves lost her footing, rejected and fouled by Garcia. And that'll be number 2 on Nancy Garcia. There you see her in your screen. Second personal, 8th team foul. And at the line goes Sadie Neves. She made 2 earlier that's ended a mini drought for her team, and she'll pick up where she left off. She's got 3 points. Lead is cut to 3 now, 13-10. And they have done this with Paige Neves and Brecca Carrizales on the bench.
One will be back, the other one probably not so.
Second free throw, Sadie, is good.
But the net never moved as that one went through.
Tiana Foley back into the lineup. Hokinson out. Foley the starter. Jones going to be picked up by Wardell, who really wants to use the left hand, so she does. Gets a pick. Gets down on Zubia on the low block, almost lost it. Hands it back to Foley. High post Garcia, turn around with a left hand from 15, got partially blocked, and that's an air ball, but rebounded by Ullery. Chelsea, cross-court pass, mishandled by Garcia. She can't glove it on the end line, and back out of bounds it goes to the Burlington Lady Huskies.
Changed her mind about going after the ball, but that's after she had touched it, so.
Wardell will inbound. She'll get it to Zubia. Full court pressure by the Lady Bucks. Neves picked off. Jones read it well, like a cornerback reading the quarterback's eyes. She'll go bank one off glass from 8 in the paint. That's good by Chelsea Jones.
First bucket in a while for the Buckaroos.
15-11, Buckaroos by 2 buckets.
I just like to say Buckaroo.
The alliteration going on. There's a near steal. Ball got kicked. Garcia picks it up. Hands the ball up to Chelsea Ullery. She'll go the distance, lay it off glass and in. 17-11, 5 minutes left in the first half. Flores nearly threw it away. Nearly carried it and then almost threw it away. Into the paint, dangerous pass to Neves. She will pick it up off the floor and she'll travel with it again. And there comes Paige Neves at the 4:56 mark. Paige will return to the lineup.
33, Paige Neves back in.
Paige back in for Sadie. Paige with 2 personal fouls. Coach Pearson go right back at him. 17-11 Lady Bucks, 4:50 left here in the first half. Bounce down low, Lund, and Paige is just going to let her go. Boy, she kind of olayed on the defense there.
And she had to with the 2 personal fouls.
Lund has 4. The lead is back to 8 for Kaycee.
And also, if she has to handle the ball that much more, she's subject to the offensive foul out front as well.
Flores, nice pass. Bucket by Henderson. Great pass by Flores. Henderson got the easy bucket. Top of the key. Bounce it right side, give and go underneath. Ullery, shot won't fall. Rebound Lund, that won't go either.
And again, Neves having to back off defensively.
Yep, Henderson with a rebound. And if you're Kaycee, you want to give that concentrated effort as Lindsay Wardell. We'll go back in the past and get Alicia back in the game. Going to be fouled at the top, and it's going to be on Ullery. Her second, nope, third. Yeah, it is her third. I got her for 3 as I look closer. And Ullery will check out. She has 3 personal fouls. And to the line goes Wardell. She was going to inbound a minute ago. 19-13, 3:54 left to play first half. Free throw on the way is not good. Rebound by Garcia.
Wardell hasn't sat a second yet in the first half.
0 for 3 from the stripe. I was going to look at Jay Brown's playing time last game. I think he played all 32 minutes.
I don't think McNiven missed too much either, did he?
Baseline, they'll throw it around. Garcia comes back out with it.
Human coat rack.
Down on the baseline, stolen away by Zubia. Jay Brown did play all 32 minutes of that game. So get it up ahead to Wardell.
Neves on the drive with the left hand, and that is her first bucket.
Paige Neves in the scorebooks. Turn around on the baseline, not good, and a foul. Going to be whistled on Jones after she missed the shot.
It'll be Wardell that will walk the other direction and shoot free throws.
Kaycee foul, 32, Jones.
Paige Neves does have 4 points. That was her first bucket. Jones the foul, her second. Wardell back to the line. Lindsay missed her 3 previous.
In fact, they're 6 of 6 outside of her 3. Now 6 of 10.
Missing her 4th in a row. Boy, she showed a little frustration there, kind of holding her head before the referee threw her the ball, like trying to clear the cobwebs for a second, and it works because she gets the free throw.
I remember watching her play as a sophomore. She plays with her emotions out there.
19-16 now, 2:45 left in the first half. Jones throws it away. Turnover unforced as she tried to go back to Foley, and she just throws it away. 2 games done. Tongue River beating Bighorn in the first. And then it was the Burlington boys beating St. Stephen's in the second. Now the Burlington girls trailing Kaycee by 3. Neves gets it at the top of the key. Right side bank, no good. Rebound Garcia. They're gonna get her.
That Neves' 3rd personal foul as she runs by.
Yep, it is. Page will get her 3rd.
That's perhaps the unintended frustration foul, as you're not happy with your shot.
Well, she was running by to get the ball and then ended up in the hands of Garcia, and there really wasn't a whole lot she could do about it to avoid it, as she was hustling after the rebound. Inbound pass poked away by Zubia. Picked back up by Foley, though, and hands it to Hokanson.
Not been able to sub Neves out yet either.
Hokanson D'd up by Wardell to Garcia. Garcia in the paint. Right side shot no good. Paige Neves will come away with a rebound. Lobs it up ahead to Zubia. Zubia runs past a couple of Bucks. Stops. Finds Flores for 3 to tie. No. And the rebound to Chelsea Jones. 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Garcia stepped up to the 3-point line, thought about hoisting it, doesn't. Gets a pick and then runs into Zubia, who will get whistled for the foul. Pretty good pick at the top by Foley, as Esmeralda Zubia is going to pick up the foul. Her 7th team foul, and that will be putting the Buckaroos at the line, Garcia.
Pretty good pick, could probably obliterate Zubia with her 5'1" stature.
Sadie Neves in for Page. You see her walking off the Husky sideline. At the line, Garcia, another lefty. Free throw on the way is no good. Rebound by Henderson. Flores gave up the dribble, switched her pivot feet, gives the ball on a bounce to Wardell. Boy, then Hokanson gonna get her to carry it. Actually, Foley got her to carry it. Husky crowd wants a foul. She kind of came all over her there at the second and got her to carry the basketball.
I'm going to side with some. I might side with the Husky fans. She kind of got bopped, I thought, in the noggin.
Kendi Faber will check in for Jones. And the Bucks with a 3-point lead with 1:35 left. We haven't seen a bucket in a while.
Not even one from the Buckaroos.
We haven't seen one since the 2:56 mark. It's been 1:20 as there's a pack of players on the ground. They'll call a held ball, and it will go Burlington basketball.
Brandon Christiansen and Michael Booth from Southeast. Brandon Christiansen from Burlington. Michael Booth from Southeast will be our shooter.
Zubia gives the ball to Wardell. Wardell, right side outside Flores. Trying to post up Sadie Neves down low. Zone defense by the Buckaroos. Or is it? Nope, it's man-to-man. Flores, top to tie again. No, it's Wardell with a rebound. She'll be tied up. Very quick arrow on that, very quick whistle on the arrow, and they will give the ball to the Lady Bucks. Good tie up by Hokanson that time. Garcia runs baseline, shut off by Zubia, fires 17, got it. That's a tough shot.
That's a nice gather and then shot.
She's got 8, the lead is 5. Our first bucket in a little over 2 minutes. Henderson runs one down on the end line that got away from her on a long lead pass. Sadie Neves puts it on the floor once, top of the key Henderson. Left side Zubia. She'll take it baseline and travel with it. And the basketball back to the Lady Buckaroos.
You know, give KC some credit. They've answered this challenge from Burlington in the second quarter.
Jones back in for Lund. With 28 seconds left in the first half. At the half, I'll play you some championship post-game sound from Matt Davidson, the coach of the Burlington Huskies. Caught up with him at the conclusion of the last ball game in which his Burlington boys would win in his first year as a head coach.
Literally his Burlington boys.
Yeah. Garcia threw everybody, lost it. Picked up by Foley. Her shot is no good. Gets her own rebound, scoots it out to Jones for three on the way. Big bucket. Just a two. Just a two by Jones. And that's the half. The KC Lady Bucks taking it to the number one ranked team in the state, 23-16 at the intermission.
Wow, just not what I expected. But then there were some, extenuating circumstances getting us to this point.
First half storylines, obviously Brecca Carrizales not being able to go in this ball game. And then Paige Neves in foul trouble with 3 personal fouls. You see the score as you look at the Casper Event Center. 23-16 is our score at the intermission. We will take about a 5-minute timeout, collect our thoughts. When we come back, we'll come back with more as we will bring you some interviewing from the head coach of the Burlington Huskies. We'll do that in just a minute. 23-16, Lady Bucks on top of the Lady Huskies. We'll be back in just a bit. Tough to beat a team X amount of. Scotty entertaining the crowd as he'll go through the background of your screen. And there he goes. And then Sean Patrick from Burlington starting the wave, running with Scotty. Trying to get him up in the upper part. The Burlington Husky boys are state champions. They would defeat the St. Stephen's Eagles previously tonight. 61-48 was the final score, and I caught up with Matt Davidson, first-year head coach of the Burlington Huskies, and here is how that championship interview would go. Tough to beat a team X amount of times, and you knew this was going to be a battle, and danged if it wasn't.
It was. St. Stephen's played really tough. Best game we've had with them. Just kept fighting. And in the past, they kind of quit when we had a lead like that. Today, they didn't, and we knew they wouldn't.
You need unsung heroes sometimes, and I thought Ammon Howard came out and gave your team a huge boost. He had all of your points there to start things off early.
They were those socks he had.
We talked about Dr. Seuss's birthday last week, but he came up big for you.
He did. Best game of his season, probably of his life, and happy for him.
Takes place at the state tournament. You knew they were going to make a run. They did, and you withstood it.
Yeah, I was really proud of our kids for holding that off and taking care of the business down the stretch. We knew we would have a fight, and I thought they showed a lot of heart there.
Your first year as a head coach, what do you do for an encore?
You know what? We just keep going. Got some great young kids coming up. Going to lose a lot of leadership in the seniors. But I think the tradition is strong, and we'll try to continue it.
Had to feel redeeming for your seniors after last year to come back and win this.
Oh, yeah. They've wanted it since day one. That's been the goal. We knew they could do it if we keep things together, and I was really proud of them.
You know, the game 13, I guess the difference in the halftime, talk about your locker room chat as you knew they would make that run, and I'm sure that was addressed.
Yeah, we talked about that third quarter was going to be key, that they were going to come out fighting, and that we would have to hold that off and continue to do. We had a few minutes where we kind of went away from what was working for us, and we got a timeout, got refocused on the mismatches and taking advantage of that, running the offense, being a little more patient, and thought that made a difference.
Jay Brown's back for one more year, and he's going to cause a lot of coaches some ulcers. He's a great player.
Yeah, Jay's a great player, and Roman's only sophomore. He's a great player coming up. They're going to be really solid. Little Snake River, another team's going to be solid. Ten Sleep didn't have a senior, so it's going to be tough next year.
Congratulations, Coach. Thanks for the interview. It's Matt Davidson, the head coach of the Burlington Huskies, as his team wins the state title. They defeated St. Stephen's earlier tonight, and they did so by a count of 61-48. Tongue River won the earlier game 55-38 over the Bighorn Lady Rams, and right now another favorite is on the ropes as the Burlington Huskies trail 23-16 at the intermission. Any first half stats jump out at you, Joel?
Boy, I think the score is the biggest, and it just jumps out at you. The fact that, it's 23-16, and Burlington is the team with the 16. Three-point shooting, 1 of 7. And, Kaycee has not exactly shot it out, 11-26, but Burlington only 4 of 21. We've seen some bad shooting in a couple of our games today.
And I'm not sure if Kaycee comes in with a little chip on their shoulder. They're 20-5. they've never really been ranked higher than 4th all season long. And maybe something to prove. Hey, the East gets no respect. Of course, people, I do wyopreps.com, and we're primarily on the west side, and someone was telling me my west side bias the other day. Was that you that actually said that or something? And
it wasn't me, but if you want to use me as a pawn in your story, go right ahead.
But that'll be a question to ask the coach after the game.
If he's talking to you because of your west side bias.
If she talks to me. Former Kaycee Buckaroo coach Spike Robinson.
He'll talk to anybody, so that's a whole different deal as far as talking to somebody.
He
saw him a week ago Monday as he was getting his team ready.
He texted me and wants to know what's going on with the game as he's on his way back from Lyman from the 3A East, 3A West Regional. Burlington basketball as we begin the second half. 23-16, Kaycee leading the Lady Huskies. And for the Buckaroos, it's going to be Garcia, Lund, Jones, Ullery, and Tiana Foley. Dressed in the blue unis, the white numbers, the red trim. Burlington in their home whites, black numbers, orange trim. Henderson in place of Carrizales. Other than that, the 4 starters, Zubia, Wardell, Neves. And there's Neves in the paint, shot off glass, not good.
And
rebound.
She couldn't pursue her own rebounds, you'll notice, with the fouls.
Goes off the foot of a Lady Buckaroo, and it will stay Burlington basketball. Zubia, Wardell, Henderson, also Neves. I'm missing one. Sadie Neves is in there to start the second half.
Carrizales on the sideline, her leg going back and forth as she just is, chopping at the bit if she could play.
Paige turnaround 8, good. Paige Neves in the paint. She's got 6. Lead is cut to 5. Ullery back across the timeline for the Lady Buckaroos. 2 quarters away from a state championship, perhaps their first since 1993, when their coach hit a game winner against Burlington. Shot no good. Neves will come away with a rebound. She'll dribble it off the foot of Foley. Ball goes to the ground, tie up, and it will be Kaycee basketball. If you get a chance, you should see the bruise on the inside of Paige Neves' left arm.
I was looking at that when the lineups came out at the start of the ball game.
She has got, she got kicked by a horse the way that bruise goes around her elbow.
Maybe that one that's over there.
That Buckaroo got her. The inbound pass, Wardell got a piece of it, but it's picked up by Jones right in front of our broadcast position. With it, dribbling, Ullery off, shot 8, no. Zubia going up high for the rebound.
She zoomed.
As Esmeralda will bring it to the midcourt stripe. She'll be double teamed. She'll get it to Wardell. They've got numbers this time. Paige pump fake, drives in the lane, rise for 8, no, but she's fouled and she'll go to the line. A little more aggressive here in the third quarter by Paige Neves.
Like better being the foulie than the fouler, I'm thinking.
Lund the foul, her second. First team foul of the second half, and Paige Neves will go to the line.
Paige Neves to the free throw line, 2 shots.
Neves at the line, front end of the free throw, no good on the front end of the rim, in fact. Southeast and Wyoming Indian, the nightcap tonight. Second free throw is no good, but Sadie Neves runs down the rebound. Paige misses both. Sadie underneath gets it back out to Wardell. Now Zubia to Sadie. Was open but doesn't shoot the 3. Cross court pass to Wardell for 3 is good. Big bucket by Lindsay Wardell cuts the lead to a bucket now, 23-21.
And this is like the best lineup we've seen in the ball game for Burlington, the group they've got out there right now.
Both Neves patrolling the underneath. Top of the key, Garcia walked with it, got away with it, might have been fouled too. Underneath, they're just going to run around Neves, and a 3-second violation. Garcia didn't get out of there in time, and Burlington will get it back.
With that chance to tie.
Neves will gun one to Zubia at midcourt. She'll gun it back, and it's picked off.
That didn't look good at all from our vantage point.
Taken away the other direction. Ullery bucket good. Back to a 4-point Kaycee lead. Zubia to Neves. They will bring it across the timeline. Paige puts it on the floor. Drives down the lane, lost it, gathers it back in.
She's close to 3 herself.
Baseline to Henderson. Her shot's not close. Battling for it. Paige ends up with it as Sadie Neves took out Garcia almost literally. And then Paige Neves ends up with it. And we'll have a stop in play as they're going to check to see if Garcia's okay underneath the hoop. 25-23, 5:33 left.
Yeah, the one Neves running interference with the other one worked out pretty well.
A third period, by the way. John Gabrielson, Joel Kindle with you. Glad to have a chance to bring you these games on TCT West. Up in the Bighorn Basin and on the World Wide Web. TCTWest.net. Ullery, 17, not good. Rebound pulled down by Henderson.
Been a lot of balls bounce off faces in these games.
Bounce left side.
Does Neves look just more confident, the younger one with her sister out there?
Well, I thought she looked really confident actually in the first half. Underneath goes Henderson. Her shot won't go. Rebound will be tied up with Garcia. The arrow will stay Burlington. And it will send Kendi Faber back in for Lund. 4:52 left in the third quarter.
Just think if the Burlington girls pull this off, what a happy bus trip that must be on the way home.
Ball swatted out of bounds by Jones. Burlington's a fair piece from Casper, Wyoming.
It'd be a lot of fun with a couple state championship trophies to haul back up there.
Would have to agree with you. Wardell taking her time inbounding, finds Neves. She'll spot for three. It's no good. And they'll say it was just a two anyway. And then they'll give a foul on the Huskies over the back. Henderson, the culprit, her second. And it will be Lady Bucks basketball underneath their own glass, actually underneath the Husky glass. 4:47 left now in the third.
Also, Ullery also playing with 3 personal fouls.
Jones into the paint, scoots it out, pump faking a three and traveling with it, Tiana Foley. Husky basketball out in front of the KC bench on the turnover by Foley. Neves takes it across the timeline. Goes inside the three-point line. Paige Neves, turn around, shot no, but she's fouled. And she will go to the line.
Just kind of force the issue there with Neves inside as long as they can, I think is their plan.
40, Kendi Faber will get the foul. That'll be her first, second team foul, and to the line goes Paige Neves. Trying to tie this ball game up. 25-23. Free throw on the way is no good.
This is Paige Neves at the line.
Burlington exactly 500 from the stripe. Now it's 7 of 14.
Second one by Paige, still no good. Rebound run down by Garcia. Garcia takes it to the baseline. Might have got away with a push-off. Rises for 16. It's an air ball, partially blocked. Rebound by Paige Neves. Paige in traffic's going to go the distance. Foul and a huge collision. Kendi Faber goes down under the hoop. Paige Neves ended up landing on top of her. Wow, Faber gets up very slowly, but does get up. That was a big-time collision underneath.
Got Faber knocked.
Foley's going to be getting the foul, however, number 10, and it will just be an out-of-bounds play as Neves was not shooting. Inbound to Zubia, bounce underneath Wardell, shot no good, get it again and tie the ball game.
That was a good play, didn't want to give up the assist, get the rebound instead.
25-25, we have 3:52 left in the third. It's a brand new ball game, back to even. And there hasn't been a whole lot of activity on this end of the court. 9-2, the third period score. Burlington out in front, going the distance. Ullery shot no good. Rebound by Henderson, but stolen by Garcia. She'll go to the ground. They'll call her for a travel and give the ball back to the Huskies. Coach Scott Graham, assistant for Laura Pearson, not happy on the Husky bench, or the KC bench on that call.
Laura wasn't jumping for joy either over that one.
Inbound to Zubia. She'll be fouled. And compared to really what just happened, that was a ticky-tack one underneath on Ullery.
And also Wardell very close to a violation as she stepped in.
Fourth personal on Ullery, and she will exit. And that will bring on Lathan Hokinson. And Kaycee will call a timeout, try to right the ship. 25 apiece on the mywyoming.org scoreboard with 3:29 left to play in the third period. 9-2 the score here in the third stanza. We have one lead change and one tie in this ball game. With 3:29 left in the third. See into that Burlington huddle. Two Neves, Paige and Sadie, Alicia Wardell. I did it again. Lindsay Wardell, Esmeralda Zubia, and Alicia Henderson. There's the Alicia I'm looking for. They're on in orange. You see Paige Neves ready to inbound this basketball. Full court pressure. And the Huskies will finally get it ready to go. Had a press breaker set up. Kaycee going to pick him up man on man. Garcia now going to drop back as you've got Faber guarding Neves. Underneath, Henderson is open. She gets fouled. Garcia.
I know it might have been Wardell that they had underneath there that they got open.
Yeah, it was Wardell. Garcia with her third personal foul.
That's interesting. We've seen Wardell play through the years, even as a freshman. She looks actually tinier to me than I remember. Does that make any sense? Doesn't she look so slight of build?
Don't know what to tell you. She gives her team their second lead of the ball game with the first free throw.
Pro bowler posture to get the ball in.
Got a little body English. Lindsay has 12. Garcia now with 3 fouls as the fouls mounting up on Kaycee. Second free throw good. It's a 27-25 game. 11-2 the run for the Lady Huskies here to get them back on top of the basketball game in the third period. There's a ball lost by Foley and a tie-up, and the arrow stays Kaycee. Wow.
It's like a quick draw contest with some of these
that was
whistles.
A very quick tie-up, as even it doesn't help your case when the one team came out of it, throwing it out of there with a pretty good throw either. Garcia will glove the inbound pass. She'll take it down the left side of the lane, and she will be fouled as she's hand-checked. Foul is going to be on Wardell, her first personal foul.
Second team foul.
3:05 remaining in the contest. Third period, I should say. 27-25, Huskies by 2. Garcia trying to tie this up. Gets the first half of what's necessary to do that. Cuts the lead to 1. Second one on the way is good as well, as she had to do the old hold the pose body English to get that one to go down. Ties us up for a second time. 27 apiece inside of 3 minutes left in the third. Zubia.
You know, Zubia took a number of shots in the first quarter, but hasn't until that one there.
Takes another one, and the ball boys had a ball get away from them. And it came after the missed shot and a rebound by Kaycee, or by Burlington, and so Kaycee will get it back. (18-5), they come into the state championship game, the champions of the East. Ranked 5th in the state, had the top-ranked team down at half. They've come back off the carpet to tie the game. Neves might have got away with her 4th foul there, according to the Kaycee crowd, and then a late whistle and a foul going to be whistled on Wardell, as Lindsay will pick up her second. And you know, I think the Kaycee crowd really wanted a foul, but I don't think Paige, and I kind of under the opinion of the official, I don't think Paige touched her.
I don't think she did either.
I think she screened the ball away from her and made it look worse than it really was.
That was one of those semi-screen things too from the official as well.
Free throw no good on the front of the iron, Chelsea Jones.
One of those deals right now, I can see the free throw being shot. I lose it in the official, and I see it coming towards the hoop.
See the result. Second one is good, and we'll have a lead change. Back to the Lady Bucks, 28-27, our third lead change of the ball game. 2:24 remaining. Wardell bounce it to Zubia. She'll fire another one up. That's no good. Henderson the rebound. That's no good. Coming out of it there with Foley. Hands it off to Jones, actually to Faber, who didn't want anything to do with it. Gives the ball to Garcia, who leaves it behind, and it's picked up by Jones. Jones bounce it right side, lob down low, double team, shot rolls around, no good. Sadie Neves comes away.
Sadie Neves leads them in rebounding in this game.
Down the right side, Paige Neves, shot no good. Rebound Faber. And Paige Neves backs off to not get another foul. Jones gonna stop for 10 on the right side, in and out, stays out. Paige Neves with a rebound.
Ball's kind of rattling around, and Paige just, no more of that, it's mine, you know. And
she'll have it knocked in the backcourt a little further, and she'll go get it and now bring it back. Flores gonna check in next, dead ball for Burlington. Paige left side, Henderson. 125 and a foul away from the basket. And I think we're gonna see it on Esmeralda Zubia of Burlington as they'll walk the other way. Did he give a number? Our cameras are zoomed in on Esmeralda.
We'll make her our scapegoat. If it is, she's got 2 fouls.
They call it on Neves.
Which one? Oh, wow.
Not Paige, it was on Sadie.
But Paige does go out of the ball game.
Paige does leave the ball game, though, so it was on Sadie. And that'll be her first.
Something you see a lot more, I think, in the 2A, 1A are sisters, brothers, or twins playing in games than you do in the bigger schools.
You know, Spencer Condi is a state wrestling historian, and he has compiled different state titles for different families. And the Hoops family of Star Valley has some titles as Garcia runs the lane, count it, and one. Nice play by Nancy Garcia. Puts her team up by 3. Husky foul on Esmeralda Zubia. And that will be her third. Boy, Lindsay Wardell, you mentioned it wearing her emotions on her sleeve. She was really kind of fretting that one. And Garcia airmails the free throw, and it doesn't touch iron and will go out of bounds to the Huskies.
We talked about families. Her sister was on the team last year.
Neves. Seen a few of those go through Burlington. In the backcourt, guns it in the middle to Henderson. She had a foot in the front court, and they're going to call a travel instead.
I wonder if they missed the call, and we'll nail them for this.
Yeah, Jerry Patrick up in arms on the Burlington sideline. Dangerous close to an backcourt violation, but she only had 1 foot in the front court, so I don't think that was a violation at that point. 3-point game, 45 seconds left in the third quarter.
Interesting, too, there are 2 gals named Davidson on this Burlington girls roster as well.
Garcia from 6, no good, got knocked to the floor, picked out of the air by Henderson. Gives the ball to Wardell. She'll zigzag, she'll run through 2 Kaycee Buckaroos and miss it. Ball to the ground, jump ball, Burlington hoops. Burlington on the arrow. Boy, they went down. There you can see checking their extremities as they hit the floor hard. Lund is going to check in for Faber there, number 40. You'll see her exit here in a minute.
Interesting. I think Kaycee has only played 7 gals in this game, but she's been able to do it in such a way. It seems like she's got a longer bench than she has. So, you know, nice job by Laura Pearson here.
Got a little lifesaver type device on the Kaycee bench that I'd be interested to ask the tradition of. One of the girls holding it on the bench. Flores and Zubia and Wardell play catch around the perimeter. 15 seconds left. Zubia at the top now. 10 seconds. Baseline Wardell. 3-pointer on the way. Not going to be going down. Rebound pulled down by Tiana Foley. 2 seconds. Jones looks. Half-court shot on the way. Not good. That one looked better than any Pizza Hut halftime shot I've seen so far of going down. And we've played 3 quarters of basketball. Burlington makes up some ground, but still trails as we go to the fourth. They outscore the Bucks 11-7 after in the third. And after 3, it is the Kaycee Lady Bucks on top 30-27 as we head to the final 8 minutes of this ball game.
Have the Burlington cheerleaders working out to our left, caught on camera.
Give a shout out to our boy David Settle, watching the games down in Laramie Country. Telling jersey-wearing guy hello.
Is that the Settler?
The Settler and
the Vermin.
The Vermin. The Settler will be here next week with 3A, 4A state championship basketball games.
Coming up on the History Channel, the Settler and the Vermin.
You know, there may be a situation, of course, both of his teams are on their way next week, but the Laramie girls could certainly, I think,
yes,
conceivably be in one of the championship games here next
and
week.
I think the Laramie boys, anytime you've got a player of this stature.
I'm just going to interrupt you for a second. They've got that little lifesaver device in the middle of their huddle right now, the guard thing. It's a little styrofoam device, and it says guard on the front of it.
I thought maybe you're supposed to, if somebody has a breakaway for the other team, you're supposed to wing it at them, but that's apparently not the case. Yeah, but anytime you've got a player like, Dan Estes, you're always a threat to a player of that stature, because he is certainly a major weapon. Leads 4A in scoring right now.
Kaycee with the basketball to begin the fourth period. They lead by 3. Outside they go with it to Jones, trying to get Lund. She's got Neves on her. Neves with 3 fouls.
You got Ellery back into the ballgame playing with 4 fouls for Kaycee as well.
She has it and hoists a 3 and can't get it. She'll get her own rebound though. She'll scoot it back out up top to Hokanson. And now to Jones. Jones back to Hokanson, way out near the midcourt circle. 3-point ball game. We're just inside of the fourth period. Jones, boy, crazy shot from 15, not close. Rebound taken away by Paige Neves.
I think Sadie Neves has played the entire second half.
Neves going to be reached and fouled by Jones. That'll be number 3 on Chelsea Jones.
I think the sound sounded more like a foul than it looked like a foul.
Huskies 2 for 10 from 3-point line. They're 8 of 36 for the game. That's just 22%. Lady Bucks 13 of 39 for the game. That's 33%. They are 0 for 3 though from 3-point land. Sadie Neves gets a pick at the top of the key, bounces it to Flores. Baseline Zubia. Her 3 on the way, off the top of the backboard, and rebounded by Lund.
This day.
We have seen a lot of hit of that side corner variety. Hokanson back up top. Jones now. Ullery. We've played a minute of the fourth period. Garcia pushes off. No call. Down went Henderson. Garcia makes the bucket. She's got 14.
Hokanson's a name for certain that we've heard of. Not so much here, though.
Maggie Hokanson, the AD. Long time. Well, she was. I'm not sure if she still is there at Kaycee. Zubia to Neves. Might have walked. Got away with it. And then she travels on the second time.
I'll do it on both sides.
Minute and a half gone by in the fourth. 5-point Lady Bucks lead. They are poised to take down the number 1 team in girls 1A. The number 1 team in girls 2A already been defeated tonight by Tongue River and Handley. The Bighorn Lady Rams. Kaycee, the number 5. Tongue River, by the way, was a 2 seed, or a number 2. Well, they were a 2 seed also. Not to mention the second-ranked team in the state. Shot Ullery in the paint, not good. Henderson clears the house, gives the ball to Neves, who has become their point guard. Hokanson got a D her up in the backcourt. Neves battling it. Is going to bring it across and dribble through 3 Buckaroos. Bounces it down low to Paige. Paige will run into one, bank it off glass. Garcia, might have been a foul one way or the other in there, and no call, but Neves gets it. She's got 10 and cuts the lead to 3.
Amazing how she dribbled through people as she did with such a high dribble.
Garcia the other way, tripped, leveled. She'll go to the line. Henderson, I think, number 15 in the middle of your screen, and that is the case. Her 3rd personal.
Talk about the 4A tournament next week. I'm curious to see how Natrona now stacks up with some of those teams from the East, because I think they'll be surprised.
6th team foul, and Garcia's had her struggles at the line as she misses that one.
Thought she was holding a wrist as she came down the court that last time too. Now she's tucking in her uniform.
Well, she went down really hard on that last one, but right now
she's kind of shaking it over there too.
She's 2 for 4 and misses the second one. Rebound though to Jones. She'll throw up one that ends up being an air ball. Rebounded by Wardell. Wardell through traffic. Wardell bounce it to Zubia off the side. No good. Paige the rebound. No good, but she is fouled and she'll go to the line. Boy, she's playing with a purpose now as Paige Neves. She was not going to be denied on that one. Foul will be whistled on Megan Lund, number 23. Her 3rd, 7th team foul. So both teams will shoot the remaining 5:37 of the contest. Paige at the line, free throw good. Cuts the lead to a bucket, 32-30. Second one on the way, also good. It's a 1-point contest in the 1A girls state title game. 5:37 left. Kaycee leading the number 1 ranked Lady Huskies 32-31. Jones.
Wardell almost picking that one on the cross-court pass.
Gets a pick, runs it to the left side of the arc. Zubia nearly stole it away. Jones back up top, Hokanson. Guarded by Zubia. Gets a pick from Garcia at the top, actually from Ullery. And we'll get a reach foul on the outside. And one in the bonus coming up for the Lady Buckaroos, Hokanson. Foul whistled on 21, Jesse Flores. Second personal, 7th team foul, and at the line goes Hokanson.
Puts Hokanson at the free throw line. One in the bonus.
You and Jack were doing a choral reading there for a while.
I had to beat him. Didn't want him, the PA guy, to beat me on the call there. And rebound on the missed free throw. Pulled down by Henderson. Chance to take the lead this time down the court. Nice dish. Henderson, actually it's Wardell. No good. Neves the rebound. Fire it up. No, but she'll go to the line. Boy, Paige Neves.
It's my basketball and it's my game.
A
That's what
woman,
it kind of looks like out there.
A woman on a mission as she will get the foul out of Megan Lund. That's her 4th.
Sounds like a movie on the Lifetime Network.
London,
A woman on a mission.
London Ullery,
2 shots.
both with 4 fouls for Kaycee. Free throw on the way is good. We're tied for a 3rd time in the contest. Paige with 13 points now.
A point here to make her the high score in the game for Burlington.
Lund and Hokanson out as Faber and Foley back in. Second one is good, and we have our 4th lead change of the ball game.
And the foul situation has certainly turned as Kaycee has 2 players with 4 fouls. London Ullery, nobody for Burlington in the 4 count.
Paige had 2 early, sat much of the first half. Jones goes baseline, just lost it, and goes out of bounds.
That was just an odd dribble. It was like she was dribbling with her head down, really not seeing what was there.
Coach Pearson wants a timeout, and she'll get it with 4:55 remaining in the 4th period. Burlington with a 1-point lead. We've been tied 3 times. We've seen the lead change hands 4 times in this ball game. You see the Kaycee Buckaroos huddle. Now the Lady Huskies and Coach Jerry Patrick with a 1-point lead inside of 5 minutes left to play. Again, the last time that Kaycee was in the title game, 1999, they were beaten by Bighorn. Last time they won it, 1993. Some of these girls were maybe 2 years old, some of them not even born yet.
Interesting, too, Spike Robinson, we talked about earlier, has won titles at 2 different classes.
He coached them in 2 different genders in 1 year. Coached state title games. I believe the Kaycee boys and the Kaycee girls were in the state title together back in 1993, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll get a call.
And since, well, I don't think he can hear us. He's on his way back from Lyman. 1993, no, that wasn't the year, sorry. So they break the press, but then she traveled with it, does Henderson.
Saw a player too wide open, and in doing so, commits the travel.
1999, they were both in the state finals, and he coached on both of those squads. Kaycee boys beat Burlington in 1999, 72-71.
Boy, just been careless with the basketball, and they almost got away with it.
Yeah, Paige Neves ends up with it. Paige dribbling through traffic. She will bounce to Henders, actually to Wardell. Her shot no good. Rebound by Faber. And Kaycee will bring it back the other way. Trailing by 1, 4:23 left to play in the 4th quarter. Ullery playing with 4 fouls. Takes it baseline, runs around Neves and Flores, and then dribbles it out of bounds and goes back to Burlington. Not sure where she was going with that.
They've had a couple of, dribbles like that these last couple of possessions.
Flores back to Neves. We have reached the 4-minute mark of the 4th period. Henderson, left side Flores. When you talk about your role players, Henderson and Flores have filled their roles nicely for Burlington basketball here today. Lob down low, Wardell, bank it, got it. She was wide open, great pass up top. She has 15, and the Burlington lead is 3 now.
I think the same could go for Sadie Neves, filling her role as well when she was out there.
Bounce pass, Ullery, three-pointer to tie, no, falls off, rebound Garcia, that won't go, and the rebound to Neves. Ullery might have got her fifth there on contact. Baseball pass up ahead to Wardell, bank it in, and the Lady Huskies on a run, they lead by 5. Laura Pearson asking her assistant coach how many timeouts she has left, and they'll take one.
Timeout, Lady Bucks.
3:16 left, 37-32. Kaycee has not scored since early on in this quarter. They had 30 at the end of the third period. They got a bucket by Garcia at the 6:57 mark. And here they are 3.5 minutes later without a bucket. And in the meantime, the Huskies have gone on a 10-0 run in the last 3.5 minutes.
Somewhat of an odd stat. Both teams have taken 44 shots, but Kaycee has actually made more of them. They're 14 of 44, Burlington 11 of 44, but Burlington 2 3-pointers in there and cleaning up at the free throw line.
Burlington 13 of 21 from the stripe, 4 of 11 are the Buckaroos. Ullery takes the inbound, she'll go down low, nice turnaround, shot by Faber is too hard. Rebound comes back to Faber. She'll gun one high off the glass. That's good. She had to muscle that up, but Faber gets the hoop, and it's a 3-point game. Henderson nearly drug the pivot foot. Gives it back to Neves. Neves guns it to Wardell in traffic. Banker, no good. Faber gloms up the rebound and gives the ball back to Garcia. Southeastern Wyoming Indian coming up next here on TCT West. We got a fantastic finish ahead of us here in the final 2:41 of this one. Ullery stopped 15, looks good, is good. Chelsea Ullery for 8. And it's a 1-point ball game out of the timeout. A quick 4-0 spurt by the Lady Buckaroos. Flores to Henderson. Bounce pass up ahead, Esmeralda Zubia. Now Neves for 15, that's not good. Faber trying to glove another rebound, ending up with it. Zubia bank it off the glass and in.
What a time for Zubi to make her first bucket after 9 misses.
Her first points of the ball game, and it's back to a 3-point lead, 39-36, 2 minutes now, right at 2 minutes left to play.
It was pretty much a putback from a 5-1 gal, is pretty much frosting.
Right down the lane, Ullery takes it the distance, put it up and in, she's got 10. And she's played with 4 fouls a long time in this ball game.
Third Lady Buckaroo in double figures in the game.
Neves left side outside, and a timeout. Jerry Patrick and the Burlington Huskies with 1:43 left to play in the fourth. It's Burlington 39. It's Kaycee 38, and Coach Pearson meets her team out at midcourt as she's gearing them, spurring them on defensively. And there you see in that picture right there, you can see number 34 holding that little, I'm not sure what it is, a little styrofoam symbol of some kind, and it says guard on it.
I think it's a giant Winto green lifesaver.
Laura Pearson, they all rally around it and get a piece of it as they yell their final thing to come out onto the court. Wardell, Neves, Flores, Zubia, and Henderson on the floor for the Huskies. Garcia, Faber, Jones, Foley, and Ullery on the court for Kaycee for the final 1:43. It's a 1-point ball game. Inbounds, they'll go down low to Neves. Spin, left hand, too hard off glass. Rebound and a over-the-back foul going to be called on Flores. And to the line will go Chelsea Jones on the other end.
Looked like the shot by Neves. The ball kind of sailed on her off her hand as she shot it.
Third team foul, third personal, 8th team foul. And to the line will go Chelsea Jones. 98 seconds left to play for the 1A girls title. Sadie Neves will come in for Spencer Flores.
Sadie Neves into the Husky lineup.
Spencer Flores, how did I do that? That's Jesse Flores. Spencer, of course, senior for this Husky team last year. Free throw, good. We're tied for a 4th time.
A lot of fire by both teams out there right now.
Boy, Jones was certainly pumped after that rebound and foul a moment ago. Chance to give them their lead back, for our 5th lead change, and yes, it happens. 40-39.
What a nice job coming out of a timeout by the Lady Buckaroos.
Wardell will bring it across the timeline. 90 seconds left to play. Right side outside Neves. D'd up by Jones. Top of your screen to Paige Neves. Guarded by Garcia. Gave up her dribble and a reach foul on Garcia as she throws it. Will send Paige Neves to the line with 1:22 left. Garcia with her 4th.
Yes,
so
that's
now
adding up.
Garcia with 4, Lund with 4, Ullery with 4. And Paige Neves to the line.
Neves at the free throw line.
Paige with 14 points. She has hit 6 of 10 free throws so far in this contest. Gets the ball, a couple of bounces. Free throw on the way is good. We're tied for a 5th time. She has hit 5 of 5 here in the 4th quarter free throw shooting.
After a pretty slow start from the stripe as well. Now 7 of 11.
She was 0 for 4 last period, and she misses that one. Rebound loose. It's picked up by Jones. We stay tied 40-40. 1:15 remaining on the 4th quarter scoreboard. 1A girls title on the line. The top-ranked Huskies, the 5th-ranked Lady Bucks. Kaycee with the basketball. Jones lost it. Neves had it, but it goes out of her hands. It should be Kaycee ball. The one referee was going to go the other way, but he's overruled, and that is the right call because it came off of Paige Neves and sailed out of bounds. 8 o'clock in the Mountain West. Championship Saturday. Inbounds to Jones. Couple of pump fakes and a quick tie-up. Henderson and the arrow to the Huskies.
He just pivoted right into it. The steal or the held ball, not too difficult. The ball just comes to you, you grab it.
Neves will trigger it inbound. Full court pressure by the Lady Buckaroos. Sadie gives it back to her big sister. Well, I just noticed she's got a huge bruise on her right knee, too.
Yeah,
Paige Neves is bruised up. Henderson, left hand, got it. Big bucket by Alicia Henderson. Just her 2nd of the ball game, and it's a 42-40 lead.
Got the unlikely score there.
40 seconds left. Ullery down the lane. Her shot off glass. No good. Henderson the rebound.
Thought they may have forced something there.
Kaycee's got a foul, and only a couple of people can do it.
No,
Sadie travels with it. Neves traveled with the basketball, and the Buckaroos will get it back with 29 seconds left. The sophomore took that extra step. And a timeout, Kaycee, with 29 seconds left.
Timeout, Kaycee.
As the Lady Bucks will take it to the sideline, Laura Pearson will draw something up on the chalkboard and try to come back from a 2-point deficit. Paige Neves hit a game winner last year, you'll remember, against Southeast. And this year, it's Alicia Henderson that potentially has the game W for the Lady Huskies.
I was wondering, too, as the Southeast boys are saying, are they pulling for Kaycee maybe because of what had happened to their gals last year against this team?
Southeast moving up to 2A this year. Their girls made it to state. Their boys making it to the state finals. They will play in just a few minutes against the Wyoming Indian High School Chiefs. Very exciting game, our best game of the night so far as taking it down to the wire.
I'd say that part of it's true. I'm still thinking the upset in the girls 2A game just because of the unlikeliness of the margin.
And how they did it, Tongue River taking down Bighorn.
And Lewis just kind of refused to lose attitude, which I think you kind of see in Paige Neves out here for Burlington.
Jones, Ullery, also Foley, Faber, and Garcia. They'll get it to Garcia. She'll go one-on-one. Henderson, left-hand scoop. No, Henderson the rebound.
That was a well-designed play. They'll bring everybody up and then getting a one-on-one matchup back there.
Neves in the backcourt. Timeout, Jerry Patrick and the Huskies with 18 seconds left. Paige thought she did something wrong. She's tapping her heart. Thought it'd give her a heart attack that she had cost her team a turnover. And Laura Pearson in the huddle. Jerry Patrick calm, cool, and collected in his.
I think you'd have to look at Neves with kind of a higher pass on the inbounds play and make them, have to foul your senior player.
Yeah, you don't want to put it in the hands of somebody younger. Paige Neves by the way, is a 56% free throw shooter. Her sister Sadie is a 69% free throw shooter.
But I still think the senior is still the senior. So
yeah, Wardell is a 75% thrower if you're Jerry
Wardell
Patrick.
would be, because she's a very experienced player. In fact, she's their leading scorer in the game with 17.
Neves, Wardell, Zubia, Sadie Neves, and Alicia Henderson into the ball game. The Huskies trying to repeat.
In fact, after Neves and Wardell's 32 points, there's only 10 other points to go around.
Paige Neves will trigger the inbound right in front of us to our right. They'll stack them 1 through 4 deep. Looking to inbound, Neves will go across the court to Zubia. Zubia back to Sadie. She'll be fouled by Jones. Chelsea will get her 4th and be the 4th Lady Buckaroo in foul trouble. And I think if you're KC, that's a good decision. You put a sophomore to the line.
Yeah,
despite the fact that she hasn't shot all that many. Sadie's 11 of 16 coming in from the free throw line, and these are big throws for the sophomore. Not to interrupt your train of thought and then make you sneeze. First free throw is good. That's a big one. This one's bigger.
Her sister sure liked it.
To make it a 4-point game with 16 seconds left. Can't. Though the rebound taken away by Jones. She'll have it knocked away and Neves ends up with it. Page left side Henderson. Back up top, Paige Neves. Lady Bucks have got to go foul. They can't. 5 seconds, 3 seconds.
Wow.
Neves has it. They're not going to foul, and Burlington's the state champs back to back.
Final score, Burlington 43.
Final score, 43-40.
Wow, what an anticlimactic end, though, to it all. When you've got that time to foul somebody, you can't get the job done.
Interesting, they did not foul in the final 15 seconds. They couldn't catch up with him part of it.
At first they had that chance, though.
Final score on the mywyoming.org scoreboard. The Burlington Huskies go back-to-back as state 1A girls champions with a 43-40 win over the KC Lady Buckaroos.
And what a great job by Pearson as a coach for KC, too, though. They did not back down at all, but I think they were definitely underdogs coming into this game.
Yeah, they took on the top-ranked team that has only been beaten once this year, and that by the 2A runners-up from Bighorn. And the Huskies, though, come off the carpet and win it. They outscored them 11-7 in the third period, outscored them 16-10 in the fourth. So a 27-17 outscoring by the Huskies in the second half to win it 43-40 over the Lady Bucks. Lindsay Wardell with 17 for the Lady Huskies, 15 for Paige Neves. On the other side, the KC Lady Bucks led by Nancy Garcia with 14. Chelsea Ullery and Chelsea Jones each with 10 apiece in this ball game. And the final score in favor of the Burlington Huskies. They are back-to-back state champions, and they do so and run their record to 23-1 on the season overall, and they are state champions here at the Casper Event Center. 3 games are in the books here from TCT West. We'll give everybody a chance to take a break. You'll look at the trophy presentation. I'll go get some interviews. I'll be back and we'll get ready for the nightcap. The 2A state championship game. The undefeated Southeast Cyclones against, I guess they would call them the underdogs, against the Wyoming Indian High School Chiefs, as the Chiefs are 2A defending champs Southeast, last year's 1A champs. We'll bring you that ball game in just a few. Once again, your final in the girls 1A title game, the Huskies of Burlington 43, the Buckaroos of KC 40. That's your final. We'll be back in just a few minutes on TCT West.